today. Just lucky to be here, lucky to be able to promote something that I never thought I would get into. I always thought it would be really interesting to have that character and see where he was when he was young and how he would be and who his friends would be, and it just kind of got me thinking. And I never in my wildest dreams did I think I was going to ever write my own book series, but yeah, we're on the third one now, going strong, and yeah, just really happy and pleased that we're finally underway.
For those who are new to the Little Bad
Yeah.
Man series, tell us about it, and for this very new one, what have you got in store for your fans?
It all started with, obviously, how I started my career. I created this character called Bad Man, and he was a young British Pakistani Muslim growing up in South London. He was obviously a troublemaker, thought he was a bit of a gangster, but he wasn't at all. And he would always get himself into trouble, but learn meaningful messages at the end. We came up with this idea, this concept, and we thought, yeah, why not? You know what? It was quite funny because we had, I think, a rap in the first one. And every time I'd go to the schools, they'd be like, oh, can you do the rap? I'm like, no, the kids don't want to hear the rap. But I was just being lazy, to be fair. I just didn't want to read. But when I would do it, they would really enjoy it. So I was like, oh, you know what?
So tell us about this. So you've written it with Henry.
Yes.
How did you go about writing with Henry?
Yeah, so Henry White has been a good friend of mine for a very long time. We just got along and we just found the same things funny. And even with the book, I mean, without him, I could never have been able to have, be on my third book now. Like he has helped tremendously. We just work great together as a team because we understand comedy and we love to make people laugh. And with these books, I think we're able to do that and make the readers enjoy it, laugh, maybe even cry and learn something as well, which is pretty special. The ideas they're there. But I think that it's very hard to, I think for me, a challenge to obviously grow your main characters. So in the books, you have Humza, obviously little bad man. Then you have his best friends, Umar and Wendy. You want the characters to grow from story to story. But also at the same time, you want to introduce new characters and their purpose for being in that story for whatever reason. So it's just about tying everything together. So I have loads of ideas, but it's just, I think the process of what's hard is just putting it all together. But once it's complete, it's the best feeling in the world. Yeah.
So you're a bit of everything. You're a writer, you're a comedian, you're a content creator, you're an activist. Mashallah.
I'm desperate for work. I'll do anything. Yeah.
Is there a particular kind of field out of those hats that you wear that you feel like, this is me?
Oh, that's a good question.
Tough one. Had to Google that one.
yeah, that's a good one. I always try to be me. I think that's the most important thing. I think that in this day and age, you have to adapt. And that's what that's what I do. But I think at the same time, as well as adapting for others, you should always be true to yourself. And whatever I do, I just always try to be me and not something else or something different, just to fit that bubble. And I think that's what makes it a bit more unique. Just you bringing your own flavour to it. Such a breath of fresh air, because from doing stand up or for writing or acting or being on stage, this going to schools and seeing the children's faces and how happy and excited they get from reading these stories, it definitely just kind of it's very joyful. It's really good for the heart.
So tell us about your thoughts about being able to get this out and growing up not having this kinds of books.
Yeah, we were just discussing earlier, when I was younger, and this is such a shame, but I did really read many books. And I do feel that if I went to the library and I saw someone who looked like me or someone that I thought I could relate to, it would actually make me want to read that book. And even when I was doing the school tours for my first book before the pandemic, and I just remember a lot of kids from our community would be like, oh, this is my first ever book. Or it was something like, oh, this person looks like me, or this person looks like my cousin, and it was so cool. And then, or they're reading something about a samosa, and they're like, oh my god, I eat samosas, so that is amazing. And I think that more stories, more diverse stories from whatever background you come from should be explored, you know, through book form, and I think it's better for the reader, you know, to have something different and something that they can still relate to, and also for like the people in our community to look at that and say, oh, you know, that's cool, like someone that I can look up to, or the kids can look up to. So that's something pretty cool.
What do you think we can do? You know, this could be schools, this could be in the workplace, or just us as a community. What can we do you think, or what else can we do to help encourage for us to reach like true diversity and representation?
I don't know the answer to that apart from just trying to do our bit. And I think that like that's one of the things that why I love working with Penguin and Puffin, because they understood the importance of that and the importance of telling different stories and bringing diversity more into the kind of mainstream. And I really respected that. And I just feel like we still have a lot of work to do. And I think that whether it's channels or, you know, whatever it is that needs to kind of have more diversity, but I know we're stepping in the right direction. But there's still a long way to go. And I was just saying that I just hope that the way we're going, hopefully in 20, 30, 40 years' time, the next generation can kind of be like, diversity, you know, what's that? You know, everything's just the same. It's not about, oh, this is mainstream and this is the diversity box for others. You know, we don't want that. We want that all just to come out naturally. And
so I'm like a proud mother. MBE, you met The Rock, your idol.
Yes.
You know, you've written books, you've got tons of followers. All of these have come from Allah, alhamdulillah. And are there some things that you still want to achieve in your career?
I don't know. I never even thought I would get an MBE. Like I thought they made a mistake. I'm just gonna go in there, just take it quickly from, you know, Charles or whoever, and just breeze. But yeah, so sometimes I do surprise myself, but I just think it's really important to keep challenging yourself and keep trying to, like, for me, I always wanted to, in my head, have these boundaries that I could break through and kind of set the goal always high. And I feel like even a book series, like being able to say, you know, not only have I done all of this, I've got my own book series, you know, about me as a little kid. I think that's pretty cool, so yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And finally, let's talk legacy.
Yeah.
Future generations, like, you know, beyond Wikipedia, how would you like the future generation to remember you or know you by?
Oh, wow. Really good Google questions today.
I did my research on the train, on the way.
I just hope that people understand that what I'm trying to do is and I'm definitely not like the you know, class A, first class role model that people could look up to. But for me, even as imperfect as I am, I just try to be the best I can be for others, to make my community proud, to make Muslims proud, to make Pakistanis and Asians in general proud, and even just people who follow my work, just to make them proud, and also not only that, but to entertain them. Because I always say that, you know, one of the main reasons why I do comedy is just to because I understand that so many people who are probably even watching this, they may be sad sometimes or unhappy or in a very dark place, but to make someone laugh for those 10 seconds to get them out of that, that's what I want to do. So I just hope people kind of look at me and be like, you know what, he tried to do his best. That's it. And that's all we can do. Yeah, just to do our best.
Well, good luck with everything. And thank you so much again for your time with us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.